What's up? What's up? Welcome to another episode on Keeping It Real with Credit, live direct once a week, guys, and hope everybody is doing well. Highly motivated today. Just woke up in a great mood today and excited to show you guys some great results. Guys, if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing because on this channel we talk anything and everything regarding credit, personal finance, tips and tricks on real estate, automotives, investments, you name it, you're definitely gonna find it right here on this channel. Now, the whole purpose of the Keeping It Real with Credit live videos is so that it gives you guys the opportunity to go ahead and ask me any or all questions that you guys have. And it also gives me the opportunity to show you guys a little bit more about credit. And it's really important for me to be able, or for my team to be able to talk to every single one of you guys, right? Because we're really pushing out this very informative and valuable free credit evaluation. So quick thing, guys, on the screen, obviously you see the phone number. If you call right now, that does ring, as you guys can see. I'm here in the office. If you guys call that number on the screen, you will be prompted to do a free credit evaluation with one of my team members. And what you get out of the free credit evaluation is not only a full detailed printed analysis as to what's on your credit report, but you get to get a review from one of our credit analysts for free, and they'll be able to give you some realistic expectations as to what can actually be done within your credit report. Obviously, we focus on removing negative items, which in turn raises your credit score, obviously depending on whatever remains. But if you're looking to increase your credit score, buy a home, get a car, have good credit just because, or you're looking to open up a business or use this as an investment strategy, then call us, and it's only going to take 20 minutes of your time to see exactly what can be done and what it can look like for you in this 2020. With that being said, guys, let's go ahead and let's get started with some questions on here. I see some of you guys here are tuning in. Janie Garcia, hello, how you doing? Israel Tindo, what's up, brother? Good afternoon. And Claudia Hermil, how you doing? And good morning, good morning. Let's go ahead and get started with some results here. I have a few, and so let me switch over now. Boom. All right, and so what we have here on the screen, guys, and if you guys are new to this, what I'm showing on here is basically some client results, right? This is a page where it lets us know, and it allows us to let our clients know exactly what's happened since it's been 30 days since the last investigations that we trigger, right? All investigations that we do are pretty much hand tailored specifically to what's on a credit report. In addition to that, everything is sent by certified mail because, like I've always mentioned before, it's important. Even though certified mail is optional, it's not optional here in this company because I don't like taking shortcuts with people's credit, or I don't like to roll the dice with that. And what I mean about rolling the dice is that the Fair Credit Reporting Act specifically states that we must allow the credit bureaus or anybody else that we're going and disputing 30 days, I would say anywhere between 30 to 45 days or so, to allow them to give us a response back based on the investigation or documentation that we're requesting. And so the only way to hold them accountable to that time frame is to literally send it by certified mail, and that allows us to have some sort of a timestamp as to when that clock starts. If they're 1 day late, then they're in violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and we can go ahead and track down or recommend you one of our from one of our team of one of our affiliated sources of a consumer attorneys, depending on what state that you're in, because obviously that may be considered as a violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So as you see here, this individual within 30 days or so, we got an increase. The increases here are not as big, but let me show you why specifically. However, it's still an increase. So there was 10 items deleted and 24 items that were updated to positive, meaning a negative item that got updated to positive, which is great, right? 35% of your credit score has to do with payment history. So if we're able to reverse a late payment, first off, getting a late payment can drop your score of up to 100 points, if not even more, right? However, if you have a late payment, that is very detrimental, right? Because it's affecting the number one biggest factor. If we reverse it, however, it'll have the opposite effect just as good, if that makes sense, right? So it's a huge increase if you have a positive payment history, or if negative payment history gets turned into positive, right? And so that's what this number explains right here. So going through it, this one is kind of lengthy because this person did have a lot of inquiries and items that we got removed, updated and removed, right? And so Sierra Vista Realty got updated to positive, right? This person had a negative payment history reporting on Experian, and it got updated to positive. Express, again, updated to positive. Pentagon, deleted, right? And we're talking about inquiries here. This person had a lot of inquiries. So inquiries deleted. Westlake Financial, this was for a car. Inquiry deleted. FDS, again, deleted. Capital One Auto Finance, deleted. So obviously, as some of you guys may know, when you're looking for a car and you go to one of these dealerships, they're gonna shotgun blast your information to a few banks to see which one can get you the best rate. That can incur into a lot of inquiries, right? And so deleted. These are all inquiries. CarMax, Santander, again, deleted. American Credit Acceptance, Capital One Finance, again, deleted. Exeter Finance, Fed Loan. Now here, Victoria's Secret collection charge off right here got deleted from Equifax. Now Fed Loan, as some of you guys may know, Fed Loans is student loans, right? Student loans get reported multiple times. However, we was able to reverse reverse some of the late payments on here, and some of the personal information got updated as well, which is why that's reflecting updated, right? And so that's what you're seeing right there. And so this is something that we keep on file for all of our clients to also let us know how we're keeping up on track when it comes to client results. Now, for the second set of results I'm going to show here before I go back and do some shout outs and answer some of you guys' questions. This person right here, obviously, this is a huge increase, right? 70-point increase on Experian, 17-point increase on Equifax, and a 6-point decrease on TransUnion, which is not that big. However, we have our ways that, for example, if for some reason TransUnion didn't remove or update what Equifax and Experian did, we can follow up and influence TransUnion to say, hey, your other two brothers and sisters removed it. Why aren't you? And how did you justify your response to updating or removing like these people did? And if they cannot provide that, then obviously that's going to be difficult on their end. And so that kind of influences to have the same results, which can have the similar increase, right? And so in this person right here, we have 9 deleted, right? So Amazon inquiry, unspecified right here. Inquiry, again, results on unspecified. I'm going to have to get some more details on that right there, but I'm pretty sure this, you see how it shows here, new item. So this person was probably very recently trying to apply for a credit card, right? And so even though it may be exciting that we have these scores, I wouldn't have applied to these credit cards. This is not something we do, guys. We're very strategic when we tell our clients, go ahead and apply for some credit cards right now. We're very strategic with that. And so sometimes, I know getting a higher credit score can be exciting. However, we need to reevaluate our full spectrum of our credit report before we move forward. However, inquiry, Capital One Auto Finance, again, deleted. Inquiries deleted here. Automotive Avenues, again, deleted inquiries. Inquiries deleted. Seaport, so on and so forth, guys. Now, I did mention before that I wanted to go ahead and explain why, even though so many items got deleted and updated, why is the score only going up so much? Well, there's obviously more stuff remaining on the credit report, right? And so it's kind of like an off balance. However, what we removed on the most, this person came with a huge amount of inquiries, and that's what we wanted to focus on. However, inquiries are only 10% of your credit. So when we remove an inquiry, depending on what's remaining, it may not have as much as an impact as, for example, a late payment, which can affect 35% of your score. So when people come into our program, we obviously put an emphasis on what weighs heavier. But however, we do tackle all items all at once on a month-to-month basis. Right, guys? So hopefully that makes sense there. So let me go ahead and back over here to see how we can go ahead and answer some of you guys' questions and then discuss some more results as well. Juan Alvarez, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome, welcome to the live session. Patrick, hey, how you doing? You love the message to the debt collector video. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Guys, if you haven't seen that, I guess one time I felt kind of inspired and wanted to get out my comfort zone and do something new that I haven't done before. And I made a music video that's called A Message to the Debt Collector. And it's a little rap song, little rap music video that I did. But I think for the most part, it's really interesting how that song right there really puts in perspective not only what I went through, but the perspective that I get from debt collectors and everything else, right? Us knowing. And so, as a matter of fact, guys, I want to go ahead and if you guys don't mind, I want to go ahead and share that with you guys here on the link. And comment on that video and let me know what you guys think about the song, think about the video, and then we can definitely go from there. So let me go ahead and find it. We got it right here. Let me look for it here. Message to the debt collector. Right, here we go. So we're gonna go here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and share the link with you guys really quick there. And as a matter of fact, a quick little insider on that video. In the very beginning of that music video, there's a recording of some guy leaving a voice message. It sounds like that is the very same company or debt collectors. That is the actual voicemail of the person that would call me so many times. Those fake debt collectors that I paid for over a year, over $4,000, that I sued in federal court and got my money back. Those are the same guys. I always keep those voicemails as a reminder of why I'm here, and as a reminder to remind you guys to not fall for the same things that I fell for. So, and then at the end of the video, I kind of incorporated what he used to always say at the end, which was he would say all this legal terminology, I guess, to try to scare me. And then at the end, he would always say, govern yourself accordingly. Right. And so everything in that video is very real. It's very me. It really expresses what I went through, the beginning and the end. And let me know what you guys think about that music video. All right. So little off topic there. Let's go ahead with some of the questions. Juan Alvarez, what's up? Patrick, what's up? Queen B, hi, how you doing? Amy, how long can debt collection bother you? I don't tell them my name, but they will late at night or medical bills. Amy, that's a great question, right? And this is something that I will never get tired of explaining and really pushing forward this. As a matter of fact, I love to make some sort of a magnet or a cheat sheet that I can go ahead and send you guys as a cheat sheet or a checklist of how to speak to some debt collectors. And so one thing that's very important is don't be afraid to pick up the phone, right? That's for one. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone. Two, I know I've mentioned this before, but it is okay to go ahead and if they ask for your name or so on, that's fine. Hey, yeah, this is so and so speaking, right? There may be some people out there with similar names to yourself. However, again, it's okay to say it's your name, right? Now, the second thing is that it's okay for you to ask, well, if you're asking who's this, who are you? In a lot of cases, the debt collector is probably just going to say their own personal name, or they're not even going to say their personal name at all, or their company name. Hey, who do you work for? If they happen to say who do they work for, then you ask, well, what is it that you guys do? I don't recall doing business with a company like yours. They're probably not going to say it at all because that's probably what they're trained to do or trained to say. But they're gonna say, well, this is a result of a personal business matter. If you can confirm some details for me, I'll be more than happy to explain who we are further and more. This is what pisses me off about it, right? You're having a complete stranger, and a company that you've never dealt with before. Call your phone, ask who your name is, and then they won't release their company's information. They won't release what they're calling you for. And in most cases, they probably won't release their personal name. But yet they want you to confirm socials, date of birth, and securities, and all this other stuff. So what you do is very respectfully, sir, ma'am, hey, look, I don't recall doing business with you guys ever, and I know you're just doing your job. However, if you don't mind, can you send me more correspondence on this? They're gonna take that opportunity and see, well, great. If you want me to send you something, can you confirm the address or can you explain your address? That's what you don't want to go ahead and confirm over the phone. What you're gonna say is like, look, sir or ma'am, please send me any correspondence to the address that you have on your screen. If I happen to get it, then I'll respond back accordingly via letter. If I don't get it, then obviously you have gotten the wrong person. However, please take me off your list or do not call this number ever again. You want to get that in a recording, and depending on your state, you may have to let the other party know that you are recording, just like the debt collectors are recording, right? And so you want to say this to them, the same thing they say to you. This call is being recorded for quality assurance and purposes for myself. If they say, okay, sir or ma'am, they hang up. If that company calls you again, then immediately take a screenshot of the call log, grab the recording that you did prior to that, and email that to your local consumer attorney, because they're in violation of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. By law, if you tell a debt collector or a telemarketer to take you off the list or to not call you anymore, by law, they cannot contact you. They also cannot contact you within a certain specific time frame. And so you want to pay attention to all those things. And so you may be rewarded up to $1,000, I think, per violation. Again, guys, I'm not an attorney. I'm not pretending to be one. From what I last remember, I'm only going based on experience. The reward may be higher, but consult with them because I'm pretty sure that's a violation of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. And I can assure you that not only will you get paid, that account they're collecting is going to be removed. This is called collecting from the collector. So the next time you see a debt collector, call your phone, be excited about it, because that may be your payday there if they slip up. The only thing they're gonna get out of you is your name. Everything else, tell them to send in writing, and that's it. Now, if you get a phone call, that means that there might be something on your credit report already, or it's going to come. Regardless, if you see it pop on your credit report, a most recent copy, send a dispute letter out, right? If you want to do it yourself, or you can hire us as a credit restoration company to go ahead and give you some effective results. And hopefully that makes sense, Amy, and for you guys that were wondering as well. Peter, how you doing? If a creditor/law firm that is not listed as owing one of my accounts on my credit profile contacts me with a letter and offers to remove it for 30% of the original debt, can I trust that they will remove? Excuse me. Okay, so Peter, great question. Peter was asking, again, I'm gonna read it again for you guys. If a creditor/law firm that is not listed as owing one of my accounts on my credit profile contacts me with a letter and offers to remove it for 30% of the original debt, can I trust that they will remove? So first off, if it's not on your credit report and they sent you a letter, typically the moment you get a letter in the mail, around 5 business days later is where it's gonna report to your credit report, or it will come. Now, paying the account doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna eliminate the debt for 30% from what you owe, right? On a significant discount, but it will not remove it from your credit report. Keep in mind, if you pay a collection on your credit report, whatever that collection may be, it will not remove itself off of your credit report unless they specify. Unless you ask, if they specify and agree to that, then before you give them any sort of payment, tell them to send you that in writing. It's called a payment for deletion. You pay, they stop reporting, or they remove the account from the credit report. Guys, that is extremely hard to get. They're not really doing that. But in order to get to that level, like I've mentioned before, you would have to admit to the debt and everything else to go over the details and some options. Some debt collectors are gonna be in a good mood, or like most of them, they're gonna be in a bad mood because they literally spend their days being hung up on, screamed at, or I don't know, some other thing going on, right? And so again, they're giving you a 30% discount. Why? Because guys, debt collectors, um, debt collectors, how do I say this? Debt collectors buy accounts for pennies on the dollar. So if you owed somebody $1,000, a company $1,000, they're probably gonna buy it for $100, then come after you for the $1,000. So you can still give a discount of 30 or even 50% and still be profitable. That's why collection agencies that give huge discounts that to you may look like a favor is really not. They still profit, however, right? And so think about that, guys. It will not remove itself if you pay it from the credit report. All right, Jeannie Garcia asked, "Can incorrect spelling of my name and incorrect addresses on my name affect me?" Absolutely. And I love seeing incorrect spellings of names and addresses, right? One of the first things that we do here when we take on a new client is we go through all the personal information. And in that personal information, we ensure that everything is spelled correctly, that if you that everything matches with the supporting documents you're sending, ID and social. If your name on your credit report does not match verbatim to what it says on your social security card, then that is incorrect information. And on the Fair Credit Reporting Act states that if something is unverifiable, inaccurate, or incomplete, it must be corrected or removed. Therefore, the personal information section on your credit report is the very same information that the accounts reporting below, including the negative ones, have on you. So if you were to dispute that account with the personal information as well, then obviously your misspelled name will be considered unverifiable and or inaccurate information. Therefore, that account has to be removed. Does that make sense? So it can only work on your favor to want to correct that information. That's part of the process of what we do here for you on your behalf. And trust me, it is extremely effective. If the addresses must match what you have now, everything else is irrelevant. So hopefully that answers your questions, Janie. And I'm sorry if I messed up your name. Amy Martin, how you doing? Poach Perez, Pacho, what's up, man? How you doing? He's actually one of our clients. You have been able to remove student loans off the credit reports, but what about the Cavers report from the HUD? Yep, seems like I am on a student loan program, but this report is on my account. Pacho Perez, it was not there last week. I'm literally on hold because this report appeared. What can be done? Pancho, I know exactly what you're talking about. Me and my processing team had a meeting as to how we can go ahead and assist you with this. However, in the meantime, guys, for you guys wondering, we only dispute or challenge informations on either check systems or the credit report, right? On Equifax, TransUnion, LexisNexis as well. But Pacho, we're gonna have an answer for you. And if we can, if we're gonna find out if we actually can do something, or if that right there is just a matter of record, right? And see how we can move forward with that. All right, Amy, awesome. Thank you so much, Claudia. I saw it. It is awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Claudia. You live in PA. Awesome. Shout out to PA. Amy, yes, they do that all the time, and they screwed every time. I think she's referring to her question from before on how many times can a debt collector, I guess, bother you. Brianni Lipsy, I have a letter from the court administrator that I did my bankruptcy at, let me see, saying that they don't verify bankruptcy with the credit bureaus. Can I use this letter to try to get off? Absolutely. I made a video about this before, and I've talked about it with you guys, and we get that for our clients all the time. See, the credit bureaus are in a sense kind of lying to you sometimes. And if you don't understand how they report or operate or how this process really works, you're not going to catch this. Guys, this is a little trick to removing bankruptcies. You basically send a letter to the court asking the court, "Hey, please list how is it that you verify bankruptcies with third parties," right? And so, for example, if we dispute a bankruptcy with the credit bureaus, and the credit bureaus are only gonna check for bankruptcies in systems that those bankruptcies or legal stuff comes out, which for the most part is LexisNexis, right? And so they reference LexisNexis to verify whether you have a bankruptcy. And all they need is very limited information, maybe the docket number, name, and things like that of that nature. Then you get a report from the credit bureau saying, "Hey, so and so, this came back verified." Well, awesome. Well, how is it that you verified the account, right? Because you would think that you send a dispute out to the credit bureaus, and the credit bureaus are going to contact the courts to verify about the bankruptcy, but they don't. So this is what you do. Well, you're going to go ahead. Well, let's go ahead, and the credit bureaus, for the most part, let me trace my steps back. In a credit report, all the way at the bottom, you're going to have a list of creditors. Anybody and everybody that's reported on your credit report, you're going to have their contact information below. In a lot of cases, when you dispute negative items or when you have bankruptcies on your credit report, in the bottom, it'll list as the court which you filed your bankruptcy as the point of contact of reference. You see what I'm saying? But when you dispute a bankruptcy with the credit bureaus, they do not confirm or verify with the court that's reporting on there. They report with LexisNexis, and LexisNexis is not nowhere as the point of contact or point of reference that you're disputing with, right? So that is in violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act because they're reporting inaccurate or false information, that their point of contact is the court, which in that case it's not. You send a letter to the court and you ask for, how is it that you guys verify this? The courts will send you a letter sealed, signed, and certified by one of their clerks or officials in there. And it's going to always say, "We do not release or verify any information with any third party at all. Unless it's you, they're not releasing that information to anybody." So you go back to your credit report and you say, "Well, this bankruptcy was verified." Well, how is it that you verified? How is it that you came back with a verification when the court didn't release that information to you? Once you send that letter back to the credit bureaus with supplemental letters and stuff like that, they will remove that bankruptcy from your credit report. Hopefully that makes sense. That's a little insider trick in there. But keep in mind, guys, that how many other creditors are reported on there that come back verified, and in reality, they didn't really fully verify anything. They just verified with another source, and you gave up because you didn't know that process. You see what I'm trying to say? And so these are the things that we look for to ultimately get these bankruptcies removed. So hopefully that helps explain a little bit better, guys. And Brianni, you're absolutely on track. Carla, I had an old phone number. And guys, I'm going to keep going on some of the questions on here. In the meantime, guys, I highly encourage you guys to call the number on the screen. Take advantage of the free credit evaluation. It's only 20 minutes of your time, and one of my credit analysts is going to go ahead and take care of that for you. In the meantime, in the description below, if you open up that description, that very first link, you're going to see our schedule link. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and take it a step further, and I'm going to copy and paste my calendar link. If you want an evaluation from me or one of my team members, I'm going to go ahead and send you over the link where you're going to see the availabilities. Lock in your time, your date, and we will call you as soon as possible on your scheduled time and date. Lock it in, guys, because spots fill up very quickly. So there you go, guys, and I'll text it a few times as we go, but right here on the live chat section where everybody writes in, I'm including the link to the Calendly. Click that link, schedule your time and date, and we will reach out to you. Only 20 minutes of your time, and you take home a free analysis, free detailed full report on what's affecting your credit report. All right, guys, and I'll be posting it here and then. Let's go on with some more of the questions. Carla, I had an old phone number that was on my credit report. Numbers I haven't had in years. I got them deleted. My score dropped 36 points. My bill was never late. Why? So, Carla, if you deleted a phone number, phone numbers or personal information is not directly tied to the factors that affect your credit. They're only tied to the accounts that are reporting on your credit report. So removing those phone numbers did not cause your score to increase. I would have to take a further look into your credit report to find exactly why. It could have been that you missed a payment, you had a new charge off, a new collections, maybe a few more inquiries, whatever. There had to have been something other than the phone number. So Carla, if you want a free evaluation, if you want us to go into more detail as to what specifically happened, that's exactly what we do. We literally comb through people's credit reports and explain to them exactly what they're looking at, exactly what they're dealing with, and exactly how we're able to get these accounts removed in the quickest time possible. King J 212. How you doing, man? What's the best way to pay off credit cards? Best way to pay off credit cards, King J, is where it starts right here first. The mindset. And what do I mean by that? Well, a lot of people consider credit cards as a bill. I myself have tricked myself to believe that a credit card is not a bill. A credit card to me is just another account that I can move my money to. Just the same way I can move from checking to savings, I can move from checking to credit cards. As long as I pay my balances in full all the time, then I don't get charged interest, and that money is available just like it would be if I transferred my money. However, that money in the credit card, which is now available, is going to go ahead and give me cash back, travel miles, points, so on and so forth. These are things that I can leverage, that I can use. My dollar goes way further on the credit. However, don't misuse it. Have a lot of respect for the credit, and don't start buying stuff you can't afford. Never pass 30% of your overall limit. So what I would say is pay the stuff down aggressively. Once you pay the stuff down aggressively and you're down to zero, then structure a way where you reallocate all of your bills that you can't pay with a credit card to that credit card. A lot of people, what they do nowadays is that they get a debit card and they pay all their bills and everything with that debit card, and then they also use a credit card after that. So you're kind of, if anything, spending double the money, or now you're spending more than what your monthly salary is. What I do is I've shredded my debit cards, and in turn I've been able to reallocate all of my funds, all of my bills, to my credit cards. Now by paying my bills, I get 1.5% cash back on everything. Now all my bills are 1%, 1.5% cheaper, which I then recycle back into my balance. This way, on the first, when I pay my balances in full, I'm able to reuse it again. I don't mind paying my cards in full. Why? Because again, it's available right away. My checking account is only there to obviously pay my rent and my vehicle, right? And everything else is pretty much on my credit card. My checking account is only there to receive money. And so as long as I'm paying 30% on my credit cards, the money that I'm dishing out to make payments to my credit cards will always be smaller than the amount coming in to my account. Therefore, checking account grows, credit is on point, and everything else moves forward. Guys, if you want some more details on my credit card strategy and usage, feel free to call the number, ask for me, or schedule in the link right here that I'm going to text again. My calendar link is right there, guys. Make sure to schedule your free evaluation. All right, guys. So hopefully that right there makes a lot of sense. Amy asked, what do you charge? Awesome. So when it comes to charging, guys, my pricing is very affordable. We even have payment plan options if that's what we need to do, right? We're here to help people. However, pricing is always based on the amount of negative items that you have. So in this free evaluation, there's no obligation to you. But with that being said, we're going to give you pricing. That way you know. That way you know. And if you like what you hear then and there, then my team can get started right away. If not, not only do you take home your analysis, but now you having a better idea as to what the price is so that you can go ahead and maybe prepare for it, but again, very rarely those interested in getting their credit repaired don't commit to us. Why? Because again, we have such an affordable payment plan options that we cater to everybody. We're not we don't charge thousands of dollars like we see out there. There's no one-time fees and things like that. We don't charge that. Nobody has ever spent thousands of dollars with us on credit repair. As a matter of fact, because we dispute all items all at once, whether it's 10, 75, or 80 negative items across 3 credit bureaus, we're attacking all of them. And so the pricing that we give you is based on that, and again, in a very affordable, realistic manner, right? And so because we dispute all items all at once, you're going to get quicker results with us than maybe another company that out of your 20 negative items, they're only disputing 5 at a time. Those companies may be a little bit more cheaper, more economical from the get-go, but you're bound to be there longer than you would be with us. Our most difficult clients, our most challenging clients to date so far has only stayed with us a maximum of 4 to 6 months. That's the maximum, and I'm talking about the most difficult clients. On a positive note, we've had many clients be done in 30 days. People with 40, 50, 60 accounts. We dispute everything and everything was done in 30 days. Not everybody's situation is like that. It's very different. It depends on the amount of negative items you have on your credit report or what information the creditors or credit bureaus have on you. But for the most part, I think that even 4 to 6 months on a worst case scenario is way quicker than 7 years to wait till things fall off on your credit report, or assuming that paying these accounts is going to get these items removed. Right? And so something to consider, guys. We're very, very affordable. Again, guys, reach out to us or click on the link on the chat. My direct calendar link is right there. And guys, schedule that as soon as you can so we can take care of this quick 20-minute eval. Amy, hopefully that helped you out. Thank you so much. Janie, what's the lowest credit score they approve a home loan for? Janie, the lowest credit score they approve a home loan for, it varies, right? I think it varies by the state and it varies by the banks or what programs they have available or the need in the market or whatever the case may be. I've seen some of my friends, some of my veteran friends, because they have a VA home loan, get approved in the 580s. I've seen other people require a 610 or 620. The way that they find out what credit score is, this is important to have all 3-year scores, all 3-year reports on point, because they take your highest score and they cancel it out. Then they take your lowest score and they cancel that out. Whatever score is remaining, no matter if it could be on Equifax, on Experian, TransUnion, whatever that's remaining, they're going to go based on that score. So you want to ensure that your scores are as high as possible. At the same time, even though there's low credit scores getting approved from the 580s to 620s, you want your credit score over the 680s or 700s, because that's where you take advantage of the best interest rates possible, right? And so even though we might be in a rush or the idea of having a house is really, really exciting, you're going to pay that for a very long time, 30 years plus. And so why not try to increase that score a little bit more so that you're locked in at the best interest rates possible and you're not paying thousands of dollars over, right, than what your house may be really worth. Hopefully that makes sense. Israel, what's up, man? Ray had done an account that was a repossession, comeback verified. No worries, Israel. We're definitely on there. Let me go ahead. Patrick, I love the message to the debt collector video. Thank you so much for that. Jakara, can a charge off be removed? Absolutely. A charge off definitely can be removed. Amy, I see that you tried calling. If you can, call again or just schedule a link in the description. I do have some of my team members working remotely because obviously what's going on with this virus situation. However, call or I'll let them know that you are calling and to see if you're in there. In the meantime, the best way, so that way we have all your information locked in, is to use the calendar link so that we can go ahead and reach out to you as soon as possible. You will be reached out at the time that you schedule. Evelis, thank you so much, and thank you for watching. Evan, Hi Ray, I am a current client, and after having one of my closed accounts removed, my score dropped. This account was negative, so not sure why that would happen. Evan, thank you very much for that question. And so a lot of cases, Evan, depending on what gets removed, it also depends on what else is remaining on your credit report. So for example, we've had clients that they've only had one credit card, right? And then the rest were like collections. And the credit card that they had was possibly a secured card. Yeah, it was a secured card from First Progress for $200. We was able to remove all negative items. That person's scores dropped significantly. Why? Because the only thing remaining on there that a credit score can calculate was that $200 credit card. Now, $200 is not big as a limit to tap onto your availability of credit, and he had just opened that credit card for 2 months, so he only had 2 months of payment history on there. It's essentially like starting back again. So Evan, if you are a client, I will take a note of that. I'll let my processing team know to reach back out to you to give you more details as to what specifically happened. But if your score dropped, I'm for sure it's not because of that removal. It could have been for a charge off, a late payment, maybe a few other inquiries or something to that nature. But again, we're definitely going to be on it. Stefan, some bills can't be paid with a credit card. Absolutely. So Stefan, you're absolutely right. Some bills cannot be paid. However, it's not very much. There is rental and car is about the only thing you can't pay. However, I remember a time where I was paying my landlord in Cash App, and I was using my credit card on that one, right? That was giving me a bunch of points. Or there's also, like I made a video before on Rental Karma, or these rental companies that report your rental payments to your credit bureaus. And they're like the middleman in between you and the landlord. So I think you could pay through a credit card or somewhat in itself. What I'm trying to say, for the most part, everything else can be, for the majority, you can pay that on your credit card, right? And so I'm sure there's always a way on there. Matthew Varnum, when you file an official answer to a debt collection complaint, how long do they have to decide the next steps? A debt collection complaint, are you talking about with the FTC, or is what you're filing as a complaint a dispute, for example? Amy, thank you so much for marking your time in. Yes, you made a video. Pacho, yes, you made a video on how to use your credit cards and leave it on the debit cards to only pay your credit cards. I have used this superb idea. Awesome. So Pacho, guys, is one of our clients, and he's using the strategy that we taught him effectively. And guys, that's another thing that you get from us. We're pretty excited and passionate when it comes to credit, right? And so part of this process is to educate you guys as well. Unlike other companies, we don't want you back as a business. If you come back to us, then we didn't do our job, right? Our job is to not only restore your credit, but to educate you on credit so that you know what to do on your own hands. And I have literally made 1.5% in cash back, over $150 in the last 3 months. Best idea to mentally live a better, relaxed life. This way now, and think about it, guys, when you guys call these debt consolidation companies, that's exactly what you're doing. You're consolidating your debt to like one payment. And so if you have one credit card or several credit cards with a pretty decent amount, that's a great opportunity with an incentive, cash back, miles, whatever that may be, with an incentive. That's a great opportunity to go ahead and leverage that, right? Since you're going to have to pay that anyways in one way, shape, or form, and go from there. See, when you use $1 from your debit card, you're going to have to wait till the next payday to get that back. But if you spend $1 on a credit card, not only do you get maybe a cash back or miles from that, but you can pay a portion of that dollar back and still have enough time or cushion, a whole month, to pay the remainder of that dollar back, if not the whole thing. Again, you're not touching your debit card, you're using it with your credit card very strategically. All right, Claudia, great advice. Thank you so much for that. I started working again. Don't income just yet. No worries. Evelyn Oyola, I want to get a car, but my score is under the 600 plus. I live on a fixed income. How come I am being asked to get a cosigner, but I don't want to get anyone involved? Well, Well, you're asked to get a cosigner, Evelyn, because your score is under 600. That is considered to a bank a high risk. Why? Because when they look at your credit report, you may have some late payments, collections, charge-offs, and things of that nature. So put yourself in the bank's shoes. You look at somebody with a track record, and again, don't take this personal, because I'm sure you're not. We understand life happens, and nobody should judge you because maybe you had a hiccup or whatever the case may be. But to a bank, they don't know you like that. They don't know you personally. So they're gonna look at your credit report, and they're gonna see, wow, well, this person has a history or a track record of not paying back, right? And so, okay, I say we give this person an opportunity, but you're considered a very high risk. How do we know we're going to get our money back? Why don't you bring somebody with a better credit score that can pay their money back? And so if you disappear, we can go attack, we can go back to that cosigner, right? And so what you're going to have to do is either bring a significant down payment on that car, which is going to lower which you're pretty much giving to the bank up front, right? They may feel a little bit more comfortable with that, or bring a cosigner, or get your credit fixed so that you don't have to pay any down payment at all, sign and drive, and you're locked in at the best interest rates possible, and you're not on an obligation with everybody. Guys, even though we're located in Miami, Florida, our system everything is designed to service nationwide. We have lots of clients nationwide, so if you're looking for a free evaluation, even if you're out of state, we can definitely help you. Again, guys, I'm locking in my calendar link once again so that you guys can schedule your free evaluation. King J, any recommendations on which credit cards give cash back? I don't think my cards with Chase does. There's a lot. There's the Quicksilver from Capital One. Discover has a few there. But again, look at what credit card fits you. If you're a person that's always traveling and so on and so forth, get yourself a miles card. That can definitely come in handy. Excuse me. Get yourself a cashback card. I like the cashback ones because it gives you cash back. It's free money not free money. I'm sorry. You're essentially buying everything at a cheaper price, right? That always helps. Samuel Guerra, after paying all of my collections, how long till my credit scores go up? It will not go up, Samuel. That I had to read that again. After paying off all of my collections, how long till my credit score goes up? It's gonna take 7 years, Samuel. That's not gonna go up, and that's what I was referring to before. Samuel, by paying, you could have had a collection on your credit report for 2 years, and let's say you didn't pay that collection off until 3 years later. What you did is from the moment that you paid them, even if it was $1 in a payment plan, you just restarted the clock on the amount of time that account will remain on your credit report for the next 7 years. You've also restarted the statute of limitations, so if you still owe money, now they can sue you for it. And the reason why I say that is, Samuel, is because think about it. The banks of today, the ones that approve you for your next home loan, for your next car loan, the FICO scoring models, the algorithms that they're using are older ones. FICO score model 2, 4, and 5. These models that they're using are old. And these models, these older models, calculate calculate credit and calculate collection, whether it's paid or not, as still negatively impacting your score. The one that does not calculate a paid collection or a hospital bill is a FICO scoring model 9. And very little, if any, companies use a FICO scoring 9 model to approve you on credit. They're using the older ones. So Samuel, even though I know you had great intentions on there, I wish you would have spoken to me earlier or watched one of my other videos earlier. And if anything, I'm not saying to shy away from the debt, but started the dispute process before giving any card information. Because guess what? If after you dispute, something got removed, that was because it was unverifiable, inaccurate, and incomplete. Guys, if an item gets removed from your credit report, it has to be because it was either unverifiable, inaccurate, and complete. And I personally am not going to pay anybody, not 1 cent, if you can't prove to me that I owe you the debt. Does that make sense? Just because they regurgitate your name, your social, your number, your address over the phone, that doesn't mean anything. I'm proof of that, right? Somebody bought my information and then came after me, and they weren't even real debt collectors. How did they have that information? Well, they probably bought it off of somebody, and nowadays it's pretty easy to do that. So unless they have hard evidence, if in 30 days they can't prove it, then remove it. Amy, what score do you need? Here we go here. What score do you need to get a Visa credit card to help build back up? You definitely need anything 650 or above. Ray Cash asks, is it possible to remove defaulted student loans? Absolutely. We remove student loans all day from a credit report. However, you will still owe it on the back end when it comes to your taxes. If you still owe them, they could possibly take money and stuff like that. But we remove student loans all day here. That's not an issue. Ray Cash, give us a call or schedule with the link that I'm texting here to schedule your free consultation. Evelis Ayola, I have a 14 car inquiry. In the past year, my score dropped drastically. How long should I do to help my credit score goes up? Immediately, Evelis. I don't know why you're not calling us right now. So you can call this number on the screen or schedule with the link that I'm texting on here to schedule your evaluation, and we will call you and we will take care of you and we will get you in a car. King J 212, I'm afraid banks won't approve me because my debt to income ratio is too high. Obviously, we got to pay those down. King J, just give us a call. We can not only help with your credit, but help you strategize on those debts. We do it for our clients all the time at no extra cost. CeeLo 28, the bankruptcy court haven't sent me a letter about the disputes. What will happen if I don't receive it due to the COVID-19? I'm pretty sure you still may be receiving it. However, we might just have to wait. Matthew, a summons. If you get a summons, then you must consult your local consumer attorney and give them the copy of that summons so that you guys can go ahead and discuss options. I'm not an attorney, and I'm not here to give legal advice at all whatsoever. I always push everything out to the consumer attorneys. However, when it comes to that, it's pretty much out of our hands. Renee, I think is your name is. Exactly what does your free consultation entail, and how long does it take to receive a call? You get a call at the time you schedule, and what it does is that we take and we dissect your credit report, we analyze your credit report, we discuss with you what are your options, what are you looking to do with your credit, and we pretty much align that to get you to your scores, right? You get an analysis that breaks down all of the negative items, everything that your score has. We explain to you the strategy, a little bit about what we do, and yeah, we include pricing in case you want to move forward with us. But for the most part, it's pretty much reviewing and taking a look as to what you have, what actually can be removed or not, and moving forward. Janie, just saw your message to the debt collector video. It's dope. I may have to use a portion of it for my voicemail recording. Got it. All right, guys. So with that being said, guys, we're a little bit way over the time here. I usually try to keep it 30 minutes, but this one was a great session, guys. Thank you guys so much for it. If you guys still have more questions at all, call that number on the screen or schedule with the first link in the description or with my calendar link that I'm texting, that I'm adding to the chat right now. With that being said, guys, I look forward to speaking to every single one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for the love and support. Like, comment, subscribe, share with family and friends. And until the next episode on Keeping It Real with Credit, peace.